So we have just spoken about evangelism, the principles behind evangelism, the problem, the Messiah, and the response, the action. And we spoke about the James Angel scale, how to move from one step to the next with people that you approach. Now let's be a little bit more technical. How could you approach people? Let's start with people in our social circle. How can you approach people that know you? How can you evangelize people that have a relationship with you? That's always a challenge. And many people say, the Lord said there's no prophet without glory except on his own land and his own city, among his own people. So it's always a challenge because people know you, and when you bring only theology to them, a new doctrine, they will be always skeptical because they don't know if you mean it for real, if this is a serious step you have taken, or if in 1 month you will be again in the old you, and they question it because they know you from the old times. Nonetheless, there are ways and moments in which you can reach out to these people, to the people that know you, because the advantage is that these people trust you. When you evangelize strangers, there is a high wall of self-protection because they don't know if you want something from them. And let's face it, Christians are known in the evangelical religious world or Catholic world as well, or whatever denomination, of wanting money, wanting power, wanting to control people, putting rules on people. So naturally, people have certain reservations when somebody comes to tell them that they should be believing what they believe. So the walls are high when you talk to strangers. And it's not a problem. It's okay. That's the way it is. But when you have people that know you, those walls are much lower because they know you. They know your motivations. And if you have changed, they have witnessed that change in you. They see that for real, firsthand. They don't have problems with coming into your house or with you going into their houses because you are already friends or family or colleagues. There is already a relationship. So there are some disadvantages and there are some advantages. So when you evangelize the people that are in your social circle, what is one thing to take into account? First of all, I would encourage you, write down a list of people that you think might be open to spiritual matters. People that might be seeking or open to talk about spiritual issues. To do that, you can use, of course, your understanding, but I encourage you, pray. Pray for some days, seek God and say, Lord, show me who is around me, a person that you have called, and that I can just step in to harvest them. And make a list, 5, 10 people, 20 people, whatever comes to your heart, make the list. And then pray, take a week or so to pray over that list and see who of these people, Lord, is open. Who should I reach first? And take the risk. You will see maybe that you feel in your heart, you feel in your thoughts, that some of those people in that list get somehow sort of highlighted, not visually, but that you feel that, maybe you should try with this person. And then select of that list 5 people, 6 people, 3 people, whatever you come up with. And then take more time to pray about those people. And take some time to spend time with them, to get a little closer. But don't be sneaky, this is not a crime. You're not doing a spy work. You're just trying to get closer to them so that the trust is there when the difficult topics come forth. So try to spend time with them and try to pray for them. And intentionally prepare yourself. How are you going to explain the gospel to those people when the moment comes? Are you going to use the water and cups from that I explain about, or the 3 circles, or your own explanation? But be ready. Get ready. And then when the moment comes, you need to be intentional about it. The moment will seldom come out of itself. You need to take the initiative. And you can, one of the ideas that you can use is to tell these people, hey, listen, I am preparing a presentation about my faith to other people, and I really think that I need some help. And I would like to present it to you so that you can give me some feedback. Am I doing it correctly? Should I change it a little bit? That's one idea. Or you can say, I really think you should hear this. I think it will really change your life, or it will make you think about God and so on. But be honest about that. Don't try to sneak around and just force it on them. Tell them, this is what I want to do. Shall we make an appointment so that I can do this presentation to you? And you can give me some feedback or tell me what you think about it. You need to do that. It's important that they know you're not tricking them. It's important that they see that you genuinely care for them. And that's why it's important to spend time with them and to spend time praying for them, because otherwise it will look fake. It will look that you're just looking for followers. So take time to get closer to them, pray beforehand, and then when you want to present the gospel to them, be clear, be honest. Say that you want to present the gospel to them. Don't try to hint things or to beat the bushes. Be clear. And then let them go and let them think about it and meet with them more often, not only to talk about this. It's important to be realistic. The Lord said that it's a pity that many of the children of light are less wise than the people outside on the world when they go around with their fellow brothers and sisters in society. So this is a good way to reach out to people around you, and it's something that you can do as a lifestyle. If you can commit yourself to once a month or once every 2 weeks, present the gospel to one person. You can do this also, of course, to people on the streets. And that has a very different approach, but that is very depending on where you're at. If you are in one of the hardest circumstances, that is with an atheist society, a good tip is, for example, if you go to people on the streets, it's important that they know who you are and what you want from them. If you, as a stranger, just come to someone that is having their regular life, busy with things to do, walking on the streets, and you interrupt them, it's very important that they understand what you want from them and that you give them the chance to reject you. If you just are too present, too invasive, people, of course, will, or just out of fear or politeness, just bear with your story, but actually be very annoyed, or they would just reject you and walk away. So it's always good to be polite and to take the time to figure out if they want to hear what you have to say. One idea is, for example, when you tell people something like, listen, I'm trying to figure out about the interest in spiritual matters of people in this city. So I was wondering, when is the last time that you thought about spiritual things? And they might say, I've never think about that. And you say, when was the last time, do you ever go to a temple, to a religious place, a church, a mosque, yoga session? And they will say, no, maybe yes, maybe not. So and you can ask them another question like, have you ever had a spiritual experience? And people are always open to tell their stories. I say, oh yeah, one time I saw this, or this moved, or we did Ouija, or whatever. Or we went to a church and I was touched and I saw this, and they will open up about their story. And then you can say, can I tell you one experience that I had? And then you bring your testimony in a summarized version of not longer than 2 minutes. And then you see if the presentation of your faith touches any nerve from them, or either they react against you or open or curious. It's very important to have the right opening when you talk to people on the streets. Depends, of course, on your personality, on the culture around you, but it's something that you really need to prepare and experiment. If you are a very shy person, for example, and you don't like to talk to strangers on the streets, but you feel compelled, that God is compelling you, go to the streets. Some good way to start is if you walk around, just asking people where is the supermarket, or asking them what time it is. And just walk away, don't evangelize, just so that you get comfortable with approaching strangers. Do that for half an hour. Walk 10 minutes praying, just do some prayer walking, and then talk to any random person. Don't choose, just whatever person comes across. Say, hey, sorry, can I ask you a question? Say, yeah, what's up? Can you tell me how can I get to the city hall? Just so that you get comfortable finding your own way to interact with strangers before you start talking about faith. And once you get over that, then just ask questions about their spiritual life. Say, sorry, prepare a little story. I'm trying to find out what people believe about God. I'm seeking answers. What is your religious beliefs? And let people tell you their beliefs. And then say, oh, great, thanks for the information. And don't tell them anything. It's just so that you can step by step get more comfortable into approaching strangers. And of course, the details on how to really evangelize, that's something that you should learn with your disciple maker at home. Or this lesson, maybe you are a disciple maker and you can teach this to the people you are discipling. So this is just some tips, just some basic principles and ideas that you can use when you're trying to reach out to other people with the message of the kingdom of God.